once again here on the Friday night panel. Mike Orr, Neil the Deal, Grumpy Graham, here to give you all the news, previews, recaps, anything related to boxing in the world. Let's start off with a couple of the upcoming fights we want to talk about. Mike, you want to get us started on that level?
Definitely, guys. 6 p.m. It started. Angel Fierro is on the pursuit of
Yep.
the Lightweight World Championship and is eager to display his abilities. Challenge reigning champ. He's gearing up to defend his WBO NABO titles versus Brian Zemirpa, I think it is. I'm going to say. But yeah, this is a great card. I'm super excited for this one. Currently ranked number 4 by the WBO, Fierro, who is 21, 1-2 with 17 KOs, enjoys the advantage of fighting in his hometown during the Mexican Independence weekend. So this is going to be huge, man. This is going to be a ringside fiasco, I think. I think the fans are going to go crazy for this. In his last fight, uh, Teixeira displayed outstanding skills with numerous knockdowns, eventually achieving a 7th-round stoppage win over Eduardo Estel. This marked his 5th KO in recent 6 fights, a streak he intends to extend against Zemirpa, who is 13-1 with 4 KOs, a fighter from Baja California who enjoyed 10 consecutive victories after his single loss in 2016. Returning to Tijuana after 4 years fills him with anticipation. He's ready for the defense of his 5th defense of his title in front of his supporters. Knowing the stakes, he feels prepared and resilient. Zempiria conveyed, his readiness. He's been training rigorously. He's aware of Fierro's reputation, but, the underrated man is eager to demonstrate his skills. So, guys, acknowledging the occasion of Mexican independence has added an uncertain strategy against him, but, a confident win after this. His focus shifts to joining the top-ranked contenders. So the evening in Tijuana promises thrilling fights. Erica Cruz is on this card, 15-2 with 3 KOs. Will be back after her previous fight with Amanda Serrano. I touched all on this today on Female Friday on Knuckle Up, guys. You can check that out. She's challenged Melissa Odessa Parker, who is 6-1 with 2 KOs for the WBA Continental America Super Bantam title. And upcoming star Kevin Barron Crespo, 12-0 with 9 KOs. Guys, watch out for this kid. Will experience a 10-round fight for the first time facing Christian Olivo Berda. And he is 21-1 with 7 KOs. Love it. Sky Nicholson has made the travel. 7-0, seeks to move closer to the world title, and she's fighting Sabrina Maribel Perez, who's 18-1-1 with 2 KOs for the interim WBC World Featherweight title. And heavyweight Federico Pacheco, who's 4-0 with 3 KOs, will start the event on the zone against Carlos Cardenas, who is 4-0 with 3 KOs. So, what are your thoughts on this, guys? Because Eddie Hearn's super stoked about this one.
I'm sure he is. Go ahead, Neil.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a big card, Mike. There's a lot of up and comers on that one. Guys that we've been looking at, girls that we've been looking at. The women's fighting has been getting bigger and better, as we know, and they're getting a lot more recognition. Graham had talked about them expanding their minutes per round to some of the fights. I guess are now going to be 3-minute rounds. And like I say, this being again the Mexican Independence Day, that's going to be a big event there. And I'm sure it's gonna go over really well, and the fights are looking really good. That's what I'm thinking. It's a really good card.
Definitely great card. Graham, your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm glad to see Eddie Hearn across the pond.
Right. Not it's a rare occasion.
No anti-Hearn comments from me today.
Okay. Well, then I guess we can move on and talk about the Lopez Gonzalez Luis Alberto Venido Lopez, Mexico's top dog in the featherweight division, goes gloves up to defend his IBF world title. The arena, Corpus Christi, Texas, tonight.
Yeah.
Gonzalez, 2-time contender for the world title. Lopez, the reigning champ with a record of 28-2 and 16 knockouts, is not new to the heat of the championship ring. He brushed off early career stumbles against Abram Montoya and Ruben Villa, with convincing wins against Andy Venci and outclassing Gabriel Flores Jr. And then riding high on his recent conquest of the IBF title from Josh Warrington, Lopez is fueled up and ready for Gonzalez. And he's saying, he's vowing to keep the spectators on their feet. Exciting fight is what he's predicting. It's going to be a banger. Stepping up against him, Gonzalez, packing a punch with his own record of 26 wins with 3 losses and 15 KOs. Pro debut 2012. He's seen his share of the ring ups and downs. Despite a tough outing against Shakur Stevenson, Gonzalez picked himself up, defeating veteran Miguel Marega and outfoxing Enrique Vivas. Now he's gunning for the victory with his mind and heart set on those, thrilling words. And the new champion is, right?
Quick comment. I'm pretty sure this is the one. This fight was the one that Lee Wood was commenting on, because he was saying, assuming he beats Josh Warrington, he's looking forward to fighting the winner of that particular fight.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was saying that either yesterday or today. But anyway, that's for our friends over in the UK listening right now. Carl.
That's right. Undercard action. Xander Zayas, prospect of the year. What was it, 2 years ago? Yep. Junior middleweight sensation. He prepares to lace up his gloves for his first ever 10-round battle. First ever. He's set to lock horns with Mexico's own Roberto Venezuela Jr., serving as the high-voltage co-main event for the much-anticipated IBF featherweight world title clash between Luis Alberto Lopez and Gonzalez. The showdown is slated for tonight, guys, at the American Bank Center in Corpus Christi. Zayas, a gem in Puerto Rico's, crown of boxing talent. He inked a deal with Top Rank when he was just 16, and since kept his record spotless at 16-0 with 10 KOs. He pulled off a stellar 2022. The kid's just a monster. Tim Witherspoon is starting to join us here. He's got his camera up, and we're going to bring him in. What up, Tim?
Yo, I got like 35 minutes, okay?
No problem.
There's something else we doing. I'll talk to you about it. We're going to keep
okay. So he pulled off a stellar 2022 campaign. He claimed 8-round decisions, victories over, Lavales, Salazar, and well as a 5th-round technical knockout against Espadas. This past June, he took center stage during the Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, conquering Ronald Cruz via 8-round unanimous decision at the iconic Madison Square Garden. Following an intense workout session in the heart of Miami, Zayas weighed in with his thoughts, and he is saying he's going to pour his heart and soul into his preparations, and he promises for it to be the landmark moment in his career. So he's looking to make a statement, guys. Venezuela, battle-tested pugilist, 21-4 with 20 KOs. He's been on the pro circuit for 6 years. And has thrown down challenging gauntlets against the likes of Alexei Roca, Solomon Gisco. The list goes on. 24-year-old Mexican warrior is fresh off a 3rd-round TKO victory over Daniel Vega this past April. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
Okay, well, on this particular battle, I wasn't following it, but what I was going to mention is Tom Prank had announced some signings. And in that vein, I just wanted to mention in the heavyweight division, seeing that Tim's joined us, I was going to mention earlier that Lou DiBella is on a bit of a signing spree lately. I don't know if you noticed that or not. But he signed the heavyweight Joe Goodall, and then he signed Tommy Morrison's son, Mackenzie Morrison, who's also a heavyweight. So he signed 2 heavyweights in the past week. Sorry, that was just a bit of an aside, but I made a mental note when you said Top Rank had been doing some signing to make. Anyway, good to see you again, Tim.
That's news. Good to see you. Been kind of busy.
Good for you.
Right on.
Good for you. Go ahead, Neil.
Yeah, so we were talking a little bit about the Alberto Lopez, Joet Gonzalez, Luis Alberto Lopez fight. Mike, we were talking about that. That's how we started off, right?
Yep.
So that's going off tonight, I believe 11 o'clock, Ring Walk Eastern Standard Time, or starting 11 o'clock, something like that, Mike, 10, 11?
It's a 10 p.m. Eastern.
10, yeah, 10.
It's going.
Yeah. So that's gonna be I featured that fight this week on my show, Boxing 101.
Yep.
And I like this fight. This is going to be a real battle between two guys that are actually pretty comparable. You know, they've both been in with some big challenges. Luis Lopez has done a fantastic job. He's a really good fighter. He controls the fights really well. He's a pressure fighter. I like pressure fighters.
Come get this.
Sorry,
sorry.
Tim. Sorry, Tim.
No, I'm sorry. I was calling my daughter. I'm sorry.
No worries, my friend. So I'm really looking forward to that Lopez fight. And Joet Gonzalez, man, he's been in there with some big boys too. Like I say, they both. Lopez was in there with Warrington and Conlon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Joet's been in there with Shakur Stevenson, guys of this sort. So I see it going being a pretty long fight. I don't see it being a quick knockout type of fight. I think both these guys are going to go at it pretty good, and it's going to be a really exciting time. So I'm looking forward to it tonight. The rest of the card looks fantastic, like you said, Mike.
Omar Aguilar, Luna, they're both facing off after bouncing back from the recent losses. We also got Jermaine Ortiz is stepping back into the limelight for a 10-rounder after his fight with Lomo. Brazilian Olympic gold medalist Robertson Consejo is also ready to turn up the heat in his junior lightweight face-off. Be sure to catch Ruben Villa as he returns to the ring against Colombians Brandon Valdez. And U.S. Olympian, guys, Tiger Johnson is making his third appearance of the year in a junior welterweight fight in this card here, guys. So, yeah, this undercard pretty stacked up. Also, Emiliano Vargas of the, that Vargas dynasty will be, trying to keep that 7-0. So, definitely great card.
Yeah, but you got a little bit of good news. You were just going to talk about boxing. I was going to tell you about Saudi Arabia. They offered me to go over there.
Wow.
When Tyson Fury fights that what's his name? Ngannou. Yeah. And we're going to Muhammad Ali's camp tomorrow to sit around and a lot of boxing stuff and just talk about stuff. So he's supposed to be fighting in October the 28th.
I believe so, yes.
I'm scared to fly over there.
Why?
I'm scared to fly over, yeah. What is it about? 12-hour flight?
Is it a direct flight? I doubt it.
I don't know.
You'll probably be going through either Frankfurt or Amsterdam or one of the big hubs. You'll have a lot of fun.
If I make the decision to go.
You should go. You should absolutely go. You should take your camera with you. You should get some footage. You should do some live streaming from the event. And
everybody's going to a lot of
hopefully you mention Talkin Fight. I know you'll mention your own channel, but hopefully you'll mention Talkin Fight.
Okay.
So it'll be, I gotta say, it'll be a good clash. I don't really know what.
I'm not commentating or anything. I'm just
no. I'm just saying.
They're having a whole bunch of boxers coming out there. George Foreman, Larry Holmes, everybody. They're going out there. I just don't want to take the flight. Go ahead, finish up. Go ahead.
I was just saying, if that was offered to me, I would take it.
Okay.
I've been to Dubai. I've been to several Middle Eastern countries. They treat you well. They treat you with respect.
That's what they said.
Absolutely, they treat you well. So take the offer given to you, and do some live streaming.
Just don't eat no pork. You can't bring pork there. You can't bring a girl there unless you're married to him. You can't bring a girl unless you're married to him. Well, that's what they told me. Yeah,
that's interesting.
You can't stay in a room with a girl unless you're married to them. I like that kind of like.
And anyway, it's going to be a good fight. And there's some good undercard action as well happening. So anyway, it's going to be a good fight. It's a bit of a distraction for the boxing world, quite frankly. Okay. Tyson Fury, I don't know. In my opinion, he should be stripped of his belts in the boxing world.
Okay.
Because he's not going to step back in.
Till next year.
Who's he going to fight in the boxing world?
Who knows?
Just the right time to get him if he's not training hard.
He's training hard.
He's training hard because he's about to get in the ring with Ngannou. Ngannou hits so hard that he's got to be very careful.
I
Yeah.
did podcasts. I did podcasts with that. We saw the video, and he was Tyson was teaching him how to maneuver in. Did you see that when Tyson was teaching him how to like maneuver? You didn't see that. Tyson is, I think, is going to be in his corner.
No,
Is Tyson in Ngannou's corner? Something like that, Tim?
Well, he was holding the pads for him.
That's what I heard.
He was
mean
holding.
Mike-
I
you
seen
mean-
it. Yeah, I seen
You
it. He
mean
was
Mike?
holding the
You
pad.
mean Mike Tyson?
Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
Yeah.
He was holding the pads. He's about Ignoo's about 6'4", 6'5", right?
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah. Yup,
He's
he's
a big guy.
fighting him, and we had to talk about size and what should they do. What should a shorter guy do to a taller guy, and how the taller guy should what he should do to a smaller guy. And Tyson, like the way he was showing him, okay, he'll do something here, then step over, then throw the punch. I think there's too much movement just to throw one punch when all you gotta do is this, boom. So they, Ignu, whatever his name is, might be too early for him to try to figure that out. And Tyson, if that I pronounce his name Ignu, if he does that, if he does that, this the turn and punch, all Tyson Fury have to do is just step over each time. And then Tyson Fury, all he got to do is hit him in the body. If he does all this movement, just touch him in the body. You don't try to hit him in the head. But all he got to do is just step aside. If you do what Tyson does, Tyson go like this and step to the side. All you got to do is step over. You'll be out of the range. I hope that what you call him, but could tell him that what's his name, Sugar Hill.
Right.
But Tyson ain't going in this fight unless he's not going to lose it, right?
He's in it for the money.
Okay. It's a lot of money.
An awful lot.
Serious?
Probably tons.
Enough to buy a private jet, I'll bet.
Oh, you can buy a private jet for what?
20 million?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, 3 private jets.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury's made it known, and he's a big boy, but he counts on leaning on his opponents, quite frankly. But if he gets clipped like Deontay Wilder clipped him, if Nagano is going to knock him out, quite frankly. I mean,
you think so?
It's not going to be an easy fight.
He hits with the force. The equivalent of his force apparently is like a Ford Fiesta coming at you at 60 kilometers an hour. That's the kind of force he hits with.
Wow.
Right?
Tyson Fury, what he does, he hits and grab. And somebody even though he's successful, somebody long time ago should have told him just hit, like if you hit and grab, go back into action right after the grab, then bing, bing, instead of holding for long periods. A lot of the fans don't like to hold for a long period. You can hold, but just grab for a little split second, because you don't want, if you hold for a long time, it gets boring. Like don't grab and just hold and walk around. Grab and do something. That makes it more exciting. That's what I teach the boxers that I train. Just grab for a split second, then bing, bing. Yup.
Yeah.
You think so? You think Tyson might lose? You think Tyson might lose? Mike Tyson was training him. No. Mike Tyson was training the other guy, trying to get him ready. He looked pretty good. Pretty good. But that's his first fight against Tyson Fury, in boxing too, right?
I think Tyson Fury's named John Jones as his next opponent. I can't remember, but I think like he's already looking down the road. Like he doesn't. Tyson Fury doesn't care if he loses to Nagano, but realistically, he's in it for the money now. All I was saying earlier was with respect to boxing is, in my humble opinion, I think he should be stripped of his titles, or just admit that he's no longer, in the running for heavyweight champ anymore, and let someone else take over. Especially, when you were talking about a short guy versus tall guy. I remember when Usyk was fighting Joshua in that first fight, and I picked Joshua because he's bigger, he got longer reach, but Usyk schooled him on the inside. So, I think that's the way Tyson Fury's got to look at this as well. Like Nagano is a big boy with a heavy punch, and Tyson Fury's he got knocked down a few times by Wilder. So I don't know why he's not taking this more seriously than he should be. He should be taking this very seriously.
Well, at the press conference, he seemed pretty damn serious.
Time out
to really give Nagano respect.
Yeah.
He knows that he can hit. He knows that he's a dangerous man, and Tyson Fury has told everybody that he's not taking it lightly. So, hopefully he's training hard.
Let's
Instead
hope
of-
that
instead
let's
of
hope he can remember. Let's hope he can remember the stuff that Tyson was showing him once the bell rang.
Yeah.
So hope he can remember, because it's a short period of him learning this stuff. So
Yeah.
Hey, let's see, right?
Yeah. Well, guys,
no disrespect, guys, on that level. Just quick before we go on to a next topic.
Sure.
You guys made some really good points there. That's the thing. The way I look at it too is, if he's not going to participate as the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, and he wants to play these sort of circus games, I guess you'd call them. I think it's a disgrace to the other boxers that are actually in the running to get that title. Like it's kind of like, why, like Graham was saying, why is he not just either relinquishing it, or why are they not forcing him to defend it?
Right.
Yeah, there's something up there. To me, I don't understand that. And personally, as Tim said, I watch this guy fight a lot, and honestly, Tim, this is just my opinion, he's not very good. I'll tell you. There's many fighters that Tim fought. I'm not even going to go through the list, and Tim knows. And guys of his era, this Tyson Fury guy wouldn't last 3 rounds with these guys. Not even close.
He got plenty of heart, but the skills is not. He's got plenty of heart. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, he's got heart. But his real skill set is not very skillful, to be honest with you. And like Tim said, he has this thing where he just loves to hold on and grab after he throws punches. To me, that's like a dirty old trick. You know,
he never was taught. He never was taught inside. So go ahead.
Right. He doesn't do well inside the telephone booth. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's
because
why he
he's got the
grabs.
long arms and he's as big as he is, he just kind of throws himself on you. And like Tim says, and yes, it becomes a boring fight. Literally, it becomes just like a mauling match of some kind of. And when he was fighting Wilder, sure, exactly. Wilder hit him a couple times and knocked him out, no problem. And He did have a couple of times where he almost didn't get up. Like, it was close too.
Right.
And I think going forward, what's happening with him, he realizes honestly that there's a bunch of guys in the heavyweight division, as we all know right now, that could probably, he won't make as much money if he ends up on the canvas every time. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to stay away from the guys that are coming up. And there's 4 or 5 of them that we could go through that could easily give him a really tough time. So I don't really like him as a heavyweight champion. Never really did. I think a guy like Tim will say, like Lennox Lewis, would probably school that guy. Lennox would probably school that guy. There's so many guys. Tim himself would school that guy. Tim,
I have to be in shape, though. I'd have to be in shape.
When you were in your prime at his, and doing your thing, you guys.
He got a lot of heart, and he's basic with some of his combos. He's basic with some of his combos, and he doesn't have a whole lot. He doesn't have a lot, but I give him credit with the heart. I give him credit when he got heart, and his following, the gypsies, all the gypsies behind him. So
sure, I give him all that.
Gives him,
sure.
Yeah.
But again, like how would he do up against, say, Evander, in his prime, or how would he do up against guys, even Mike Tyson?
I don't think his defense is the greatest, and I think that's where he would fall. I think that's where he would fall, because his defense is really not good. He's big and tall, and he moves out the way. He holds and he grabs and he grabs.
Like Larry Holmes would just hit him with that jab, and it'd be like he wouldn't even be able to get near, and then it would be over.
He don't know how to block jabs. He don't know how to block.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to block jabs. You saw that? Yeah,
he don't know how to slip. But he get the job done during this damn time. He get the job done.
Yeah, if you remember in his fights against Wilder in his later rounds, you remember how his arms were dangling. I mean, he wasn't defending.
Yeah, he doesn't even defend sometimes. His arms are down at the sides, and he's literally down at the sides. Yeah, and I'm thinking, this guy, I mean, I can see the other guy's tired too. Like they really gave a lot of effort to that point, but you're still in a title fight, and your hands are on your sides. I just can't. I don't see that stuff really.
I think that if Dylan White didn't get hit with that uppercut, that would have been a harder fight for Tyson Fury. And if Dylan White would have got a little bit more help, I think it would have been a really interesting fight. Because It seems like
Billy
Dylan
is
just
White
coming the
Sox.
same way. He get hit with that uppercut all the time. If you were to block, I think Dylan White got plenty of heart. He would have really, really made a big difference if he didn't get hit with those uppercuts. Yep.
Speaking of the heavyweights, though, it'll be interesting to see. It doesn't look like Deontay Wilder's going to be able to fight Anthony Joshua, and
Okay.
it looks like Eddie Hearn's trying to find someone else for Anthony Joshua to fight as early as December. So I kind of have to wonder what Deontay Wilder's next move is going to be. There's not many left, and he's quite old. You know,
How old is he? 30 what?
I think he's 39. Yeah,
More like
He's
30.
not 39.
Deontay Wilder.
Time flies. Is he 39?
I can double check that as we speak, but I thought he was pretty old.
Them big guys with them long arms, and they making money these days, boy. I wish I was in good shape. I'll come out with no cuts on my face, knockouts. Hey man, if I would have, I didn't really have to. We going to Ali's camp tomorrow too. We gonna have some fun. All the boxers coming in, and man, if I would have trained like a Vander Holyfield, ooh, our old trainers didn't want us to lift weights. I'm just looking back, saying, damn, if I was like that, I probably was just be retiring yesterday.
Sorry, he's 37.
37, okay. That's kind of old. No, I'm saying it's kind of old.
Oh, I don't know. If he hasn't fought, when was his last fight?
Well, it was Fury, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure. I'm just
He's
saying.
only fought like 3 times in the last 4 years or 5 years.
He fought another fight after Fury.
Yeah, like he fights like every year and a half, 2 years or something. And that's another thing with these guys, just quick, that I just said that, is I've been realizing, like, guys were fighting, Tim will tell you, like Mike Tyson, the first year he came out, he fought 15 times the first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, that's just an example.
It's different.
I'm sure he was 19 or whatever.
Once a month almost, twice
It's
a
way
month.
different now. It's
Yeah, guys would be fighting 8-10 times a year, you know, and these are world champions fighting 8-10 times a year. You know,
the fights. We've got lots more to go.
now these guys fight once every 2-3 years.
That's because Mike Tyson. That's because Mike Tyson ended it all in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is the money? Is the management? What do you think?
In the heavyweight division?
You would figure the promoter would have him right back. Because
In any division almost.
Yeah, but what do you think? You think the promoter,
the cash cow?
the promoter would have him go back in as soon as he can? What you think?
Well, I would hope so.
Okay.
Isn't that why you're doing what you're doing?
Okay.
Climb that ladder. But nowadays, did you guys see the pricing on the Canelo fight?
For tickets?
Yeah, did you see that?
I did. That's ridiculous.
How much?
$1,500.
No, it's okay. Here, I got it right here. It starts at $500, and the most expensive seat in the house, $31,000, and that's at the T-Mobile Center. And
I
$31,000.
love them dudes. I'm not paying. If I had it, I wouldn't pay it.
No,
I love them. I wouldn't pay it. They're taking advantage.
And that's for Canelo. And that'll be an interesting fight.
They don't care about their fans. Who's he fighting?
Jermell Charlo.
Oh, Charlo. Okay, we did a
Who's
podcast on that.
moving up to he's moving up from 154 to 168 to fight Canelo, I think. Is that right, guys?
If Canelo wasn't busy going around being the champ, talking to people, like doing events, like just talking, he laid off. Then he lay off a little bit. You could see when he get back into action where he's a little still. But if he was still going in the gym, I don't know if he's still going in the gym, but I'm just thinking, he's made his money. So now he's going to go do a little going around talking and not train as much. Now he's coming back to fight the Cello brother, right? Back in the day, I think that that he'll get Cello, but today now, because he's been running around. He's been running around. He trained, but he's a champ, got all that money. He's just like anybody other champ, to me. Rested up, not training good.
In the past, Canelo was always and
training
even today, but he's always been accused of picking and choosing his opponents. And
I didn't know that. I thought he was go straight up on guys.
No. He's a lot of the big, well-known critics and analysts and commentators in boxing have said the same thing. Canelo has gotten his numbers by picking and choosing very carefully, and
Now or all the time?
from the beginning, from the outset.
Okay.
That's why he doesn't have a perfect record. Nothing wrong with that. But this Jermell Charlo fight is going to be interesting. And Canelo was saying just the other day, he's a little upset at what the Charlo brothers are saying. So he's saying after he beats Jermell, he's going after Jarmel. So
There you go.
so I do
I
like
hope
that
he's in
kind
the
of.
same shape as he was like back when we seen him like before he is like when he had he had the title now. But
If
when he
there's
had the title before.
if there is one thing about Canelo, I'll say he does put on a good fight. Like
Okay.
he is entertaining to watch, for sure. But typically picks specific styles of fighters he's fighting. Anyway, Mike,
What styles is out there? I just thought about that. What's out there? You mean what? A couple of years ago, there's nothing out there. I mean, it's they're in good shape, but it's.
Well-
I'm just saying styles. Okay, short guys. No
Okay, there's-
short.
okay,
Go ahead.
I keep my styles real simple. There's
Okay.
either boxers or there's punchers.
Okay.
That's the only two I ever talk about. But then guys who know much more than I do can define a style with much more clinical precision than I can.
Yeah, they lack defense a lot of these days. You see everybody going down, so you don't hear everybody talking about defense
Well,
because
I
they don't
thought
know how
that-
to teach it.
I'll tell you, as Mike can certainly attest. I mean, the women are certainly demonstrating, what I would call grit, determination, valor, integrity, all the words that I really want to hear from a boxer, regardless of his style. The women in the boxing ring these days are really showing the men. It's not about picking and choosing. It's about taking every opportunity that's given to you and doing the best job you can. Right, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a great girl matchup, or sorry, female matchup on the Zepeda card tomorrow. But before we move to that one, we got to talk about the Pedrosa card and Cardenas. This one, honestly, this is the kind of cards that I like. It's on tonight, 9:30, guys. Only a month after Alexandro Santiago became the 90th Showbox alum to capture a world title. San Antonio for a second time. Here we go. In the series, 22-year history, Samson Lewitsky, Samson Boxing. The card features 6 hungry prospects who are ready to trade leather in all these kinds of matchups, man. To be honest, the triple header that we're going to get to see on TV here on Showtime, the combined record boasts 88 wins, 2 draws, 54 knockouts.
88 wins. Oh,
Yeah,
combined.
for combined 3, the triple header. So those 6 fighters all combined have 88 wins, 2 draws, 54 knockouts. Honestly, Showbox has been one of those series that's been taking prospects and turning them into contenders, and definitely this card is full of 6 matches that are geared up to just be trading leather, man. It's going to be a great card. So definitely don't not watch this one. Check it out, guys. It's definitely going to be great. Showbox 9:30. I know we've had a lot of fights on tonight to talk about, right? We've had sorry, excuse me.
Just go by city.
Yeah, we got the Fierro card that started at 6 p.m. The Pedraza one, this one's starting at 9:30, and then we got the Lopez Gonzalez. It's going to start at 10 p.m. So there's lots of boxing on tonight to watch. Plus, it's not even listed, but on USA Fight, Jerry Forrest is taking on Robert Hall Jr. on a card there. A bunch of guys who are up and coming, a bunch of new prospects. Definitely check that card out if you can't get any of the other ones. Tons and tons of fights on today. We missed some. There's been some outcomes already in female boxing. Vicky Wilkinson took on Christy Hill. Christy Hill won the Commonwealth Boxing Council Super Feather. It was vacant. Ashley Pettigrew She lost to Nicholas Stoyanova, and there's been some great cards already today, guys. So there's lots of boxing. Then tomorrow, let's we got to talk about the
Wait a sec. You mentioned Jerry Forrest.
yeah.
Who did he last lose to? For all of our English fans out there, Big Baby Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Jared Anderson beat Forrest last time out.
That's your boy.
Last December, second round, and that was for the WBO International Heavy Vacant title. And that one, Madison Square Garden. So
just thought I'd throw that in there. For all
you threw that in there. So then we get to tomorrow. Tomorrow, man, Golden Boy, Zepeda, Jesta. This one, 9 p.m. Zepeda, who's 28-0, 24 knockouts, will defend his WBA Continental Americas lightweight title against the resilient Mercado No Mercy Gesta, who is 34-3-3 with 17 KOs. This one's Mount City in Philippines in a 12-rounder. This one's is going to generate fireworks for Mexican Independence Day, too. Zepeda was last seen headlining on April 29th in a spectacular second-round knockout of Jamie Arboleda. The two have defeated a common foe, Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr., and Jesta is returning after a major career win against him last March. The action will take place live from Commerce Casino. This one starts tomorrow, live on the Zone, guys. You can't miss it. It's Mexican Independence Day. So, and boxing go hand in hand. The CEO, Golden Boy, Oscar, he's totally geared up for this one. In the co-main event, Vancouver's Victor L. Tornado Morales, who is 18-0 and 1 with 9 KOs, will defend his WBA Intercontinental Feather title against Mexico City's Edwin Pupo Palomares, who is 18-4 and 2 with 9 KOs in a 10-round fight. Morales was last seen pulling off the upset of his career against Diego De La Hoya last April 29th in a sensational knock that captured him. That literally shot him through the rankings. So this one, Zepeda, WBA Continental America's lightweight title holder. This one's going to be good. I'm super excited. I like watching this kid every time he's in there. Also, Yocasta Valley, IBF and WBO minimum champion.
Great fighter.
Yes, sitting on the top. She's definitely sitting on the top. So,
good.
Shout out to Yocasta Valley, who's definitely gonna make some waves tomorrow when she gets in the ring.
Is Shields supposed to fight somebody? Shields.
Shields, I haven't heard if she's fighting anybody soon.
Clarissa,
I thought I heard.
I thought she was injured.
Okay.
I might be McCaskill. One of those two I thought was injured.
Yeah, we getting old. I'm going like this too.
but it's interesting for those who don't know. Commerce Casino is actually a place called Commerce, California. So it just goes to show you, like Oscar De La Hoya probably has his hands full with Ryan Garcia, quite frankly.
Yeah,
in a pretty heavy-duty legal battle going on right now. So it's good to see his company still putting on these great fights, especially for Mexican Independence Weekend.
Yeah,
and especially for the.
Do you know what they're arguing about?
Well,
do you know what this dispute about?
They're basically suing them back and forth. They're suing each other back and forth.
Okay.
It's a legal battle. Ryan obviously wants out of his contract, and I guess it boils down to money, because if Ryan's not going to fight for Oscar De La Hoya, I don't know who he's going to fight for, but I'm sure there'll be. Pardon me?
Who knows?
Yeah,
but
yeah. At the moment, so, for sure.
Yeah, he's a money draw.
Yeah, he actually is. He's got a cajillion followers,
exactly.
And he's money in the bank.
Maybe MVP will sign him.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he made $30 million in his last fight against Tank, and he lost. And he still made $30 million.
It's a nice loss.
Yeah, $30 million, right? So
you'll catch the guys. Be on the lookout for this one. It's good. She should win this one. She's taking on Maria Santizo, who's 11-3. Her last fight, Santizo, she fought Gabriela Fendora, and she lost that one, unanimous decision. So she's looking to or sorry, Yocasta Valley. Yeah, she's coming off that great fight um, against Jessica Salazar, the 10-round unanimous decision win. That was great. So, it's gonna be fun to watch this one. Also, the undercard on this one is a bunch of new up and comers, man. A bunch of great prospects. Eric Priest, Darius Fulgrim, Alejandro Reyes, Daniel Garcia. These guys are all up above 5. But they still have their O's. So 6-0, 10-0 this undercard. These guys are looking to keep that O, make a statement, be seen. Guess what? Mexican Independence Day, Commerce Casino. It's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be a great event. So boxing Saturday is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that Zepeda fight. I'm looking forward to that. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight for sure. Zepeda's been very, 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 very well every time he's come out. Like, what is he, Mike? 28-0?
Mm.
28-0, 24 knockouts.
Yeah, so he's got a good chance. You know what I mean, to move up a little bit here and get closer to that championship belt that he's looking for. Obviously,
Monday, I'm looking forward to a card that I hope I can watch. That I really hope I can watch. It's in Japan. Ariki Arena, Kotoku, Kenshiro Tajiri is taking on Heki Butler, and the co-main event is Junto Nakatani. So both these guys are making big waves in that light fly and super fly division. Tajiri, he's got the crown, WBA, WBC. Nakatani, he's the WBO World Superfly. And like I said, man, these Japanese got to be watching out for them. And a lot of action going on there, man. They're ruling those lightweights, man. They can throw a million punches. They're super disciplined. They got heart. You got minimum guys knocking people out. Like, look at some of their records. All these wins. It's crazy. It's crazy. Can't wait. Great. I hope I can watch that one. Definitely some great action over in Japan.
Absolutely.
I wish somebody would pick it up and show it more, because it's great boxing. They've been producing world champions over there for a long time, since the early 1900s. So
they have.
Absolutely.
Is that Talkin? Is that Talkin boxing?
Talkin.
Yeah,
Talkin. It's a big one over there. I believe they've produced over 32 world champions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, boxing is huge in Japan, and we tend to ignore it. And you're absolutely right. I mean, the flyweights they produce, and the I'm going to say the animosity that they show against whether it be the Filipinos or the Vietnamese fighters, the Thai fighters.
Yeah.
It's
they don't like them. They don't like them.
They don't like each other. They're great.
They like each other.
I mean, as much as we hear the jibber jabber between the English and the Americans, or the Americans and the Americans, I mean the Asian guys, they hate each other too. So it's great to watch if you catch it. Some of the commentary, if it's in English, and sometimes it is on their weigh-ins, for example.
Tonight, do me a favor.
So anyway, we here at Talkin Fight just did a deal with a South African company to live stream a lot of their shows, and they're going to be moving into other countries to show North American and European audiences what's going on in Africa right now, because again, North American and European audiences tend to ignore what's going on in other parts of the world when it comes to boxing, especially some of the bigger promoters, if not the quote unquote biggest promoters. So the same thing in Asia. I've been saying this for a while. So to your point, Mike, I really do hope that we, as one of their suitors, are able to pick up some of their fights as well and stream them to our audiences that go around the world, so that these fighters aren't just recognized in their home countries, but get that global exposure that they need and want and desire and deserve.
Yeah. Definitely.
Hey guys, I had a quick question for Tim. Tim, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just wondering.
Where did I go?
Well, as long as you can hear me.
Yeah,
I just had a quick question for you. The last couple of weeks, were you able to see that Chris Eubanks fight over there in England? Did you see the Eubanks fight?
no.
No, you didn't see the Eubanks fight. Did you see the Christian Mbili fight last week at all here in Canada? You hear about him, Christian Mbili?
No.
Oh, okay. Just
I'm
curious, man.
messing up. I'm messing up.
Yeah,
I'm doing a whole lot of
And
different-
Billy's going to be a world champ one day soon. Watch out for that guy.
I got to check him out, though. I got to
he
check.
looks pretty good, eh, guys? And Billy
He
looked
looks,
good.
he looks great.
He looks really good. You know, he's kind of
Where-
they're bringing him up the right way, I guess they say, hey Tim, you know what I mean? Like they're advancing him, slowly, I guess, because
I would like to see him because, like I keep talking about on the shows all the time, I see very few people with defense and countering back. A lot of the big shots hitting the deck all constantly, So like what you're saying, I would like to see him, see what he got.
Yeah, he's in the super middleweight division, and
Okay, super
he'd
middleweight.
be fighting guys like like the guys. What, Mike? They got Canelo, Plant.
He's
David
ranked,
Benavidez.
he's ranked 6th right now in the world in the super middle, out of 1,436.
Yeah, there's-
Wow.
Sal Alvarez, Benavidez, Munguia, Andrade, Ryder, and then him. So
yeah.
right under him, though, you got Derevchenko, Plant, Morel, Shishkin, Berlanga, and Bizan. And then Iglesias. And then Agomedov and Pacheco and Melikuzev. So it's a stacked
Good division.
top 15, man.
Yeah.
Neil, let me ask you a question. You mentioned Chris Eubank Jr. There's been some rumors that Connor Ben wants to get back in the ring, and that's the fellow he wants to fight, Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah,
Do you think that'll happen because of what's going on with Connor Ben?
they're too far apart in weight.
Connor Ben. Oh, Connor's heavier, right?
Well, plus he's facing a variety of different drug allegations, but
Yeah.
Oh, Connor Ben. Okay, the son. Okay,
yeah, we're not.
Whoa.
Anyway,
Steroids. Yeah, I heard steroids. I'm gonna say.
anyway, I just heard that
Eubank still has to be careful. You know, he had the fantastic, spectacular outing the last time out. He looked like a new fighter. I mean,
yeah.
Ben looked strong.
He had McIntyre in his corner.
Ben looked
He
strong.
looked really good in that fight, and he was an underdog too, eh, Tim? Right?
No, you talking about
But
Connor
he-
Ben?
No.
Or
No,
Eubanks?
Eubanks.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see it.
Yeah, and he had a spectacular fight, and now he's sort of got a second wind or third wind, whatever you want to call it. And Connor Ben would be a big challenge for him for sure.
Connor
Ben
could punch.
He's a great fighter. So I don't know if they want to actually put Chris in there with him right now. Who knows? Maybe
There's a 12-pound difference.
it could happen, but
Okay,
probably
12
money is
pounds
going
difference,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a 12-pound difference
Yeah.
between the guys, right? Like, he just weighed in at 160 pounds, and Ben's a 147, right?
Hey, Connor Ben can punch his ass off though. He can.
Yeah, he can. Yes, he can.
It's because of the female fertility pills he's taken.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah, the
right.
ones that make his nipples sore.
Hey, you're gonna send somebody up there to talk
No,
to you.
bring him.
Oh, you ready, right?
I'm always ready, lock and loaded.
Oh, that's Canadian in you, man.
Yeah, man. We leave our
Snap.
doors open, so come on over.
Hey, the Hilton brothers left a really hard thing for like anytime you say Canadian, you say, "Oh God," because the Hilton brothers they didn't back off of nobody. I keep saying that on the show.
Yeah.
So when you say that, I say, "Okay, you ready to rumble? Let's get ready to rumble."
Big brass balls. That's
Oh,
big brass balls up here in Canada.
all you
Right.
need is a beer, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, and a whiskey.
Okay, whiskey.
Are you ready for the news of the night?
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
Now,
Here.
let me preface this by something that Tim's familiar with, and perhaps we're all familiar with. But we've had on the show, probably a year ago, a fellow by the name of Paul Johnson.
Oh, yeah, that's uh-oh.
Okay. Now,
What's going
Paul has been commenting as often as he can about the need for a union.
Yeah.
With respect to,
I'm on this team. What
Yeah,
happened?
So listen to this. So Um, we all agree that once a boxer retires, he's pretty well left to his own devices as to what he's going to do next.
True. Yep.
So there is a need for a group. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know that there is an organization called the Ring of Brotherhood Foundation. Okay, and they have just joined forces with the WBC to aid athletes in need. And it's very interesting to read the press release. The Ring of Brotherhood Foundation is pleased to announce its most significant alliance to date, as it's worked on an alliance with the WBC to continue its mission to aid athletes during and after their careers. So, what I found very interesting about this organization is they're having a conference upcoming, and it's something that we've often talked about. Okay, they're going to have a gala event in California, and that's going to be preceded by a sports and brain health symposium that they're hosting. So these fellows are obviously, they've got some heavy hitters in their corner, and they're doing the right things for boxers and for the boxers' careers when they retire. So I just thought I'd let you know that it's sometimes we get carried away talking about purely boxing, but there are things happening behind the scenes all the time, whether it be promoters, whether it be managers. But in this case, there's a not-for-profit charitable foundation that's been established to help boxers after their careers have been finished.
That's very important. Yep, I like that.
So
yeah, that's very humanitarian. I like that. That's really awesome.
Yep, it is. One of the original symposiums we had. We used to have symposiums back when we started Talkin Fight. We called them special episodes, and we'd invite people to come on. And we were talking a lot in one of these symposiums about the health and safety issues facing boxers in the ring, and when referees should quite frankly call it, or whether a corner should throw in the towel for the benefit of the boxer who may or may not realize he's injured or she's injured. And a really good example, actually, talking about the heavyweights, is I think it was John Fury, Tyson Fury's father, who recently said, Deontay Wilder, quite frankly, is facing a lot of health issues, and he's not just simply admitting to them. So I have to wonder whether the reason people aren't stepping up to fight Deontay Wilder is because they do not want to be responsible for what they do to Deontay Wilder in the ring, if in fact it's true what John Fury's saying about him and his skull being a little soft. And I'm using, those aren't the right proper medical terms, but I have to wonder if one blow to Deontay Wilder's head will be the end of his career, if not his life. So I want him to retire. He's made enough money.
You said that before on the show.
I have, and I'll say it again. The reason he got into boxing was to raise money for his daughter's health bills. He certainly achieved that goal. So now he should quietly and honorably step aside and let these other young guys take over.
Listen, I'm going to get ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining us, Tim. Appreciate it.
No problem. I'm getting ready to go. If any fights, try to send me the links and stuff.
I got you. Don't worry. I'll send them over.
Okay. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you guys for having me on. I'll be looking forward to next week. There's a lot of stuff I'm doing. We're going to Saudi Arabia, maybe.
I hope you do.
I'm going to Muhammad Ali camp. I'll tell you guys about it tomorrow. And thank you very much. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Tim.
See you next week. Any word on the Tommy Morrison thing? You were talking to him a couple weeks ago.
They just took a little interview from me, and no, the people from England, they took the interview. They trying to do something. Probably
right on.
They doing something about so his wife can get some clarity and stuff or something like that.
Yeah, right.
That he didn't have AIDS and somebody killed him. That's what it's about.
Oh, right.
Wow. That he didn't have AIDS and somebody must have killed him. So
I've heard this too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll see you guys. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Take it easy.
Thanks,
Tim.
Tim. Have
All
fun
right.
on
Thank
Friday.
you. Thank you.
See you, Chad. Well, I guess it's time to wrap it up.
Well, I hope he does go to Saudi Arabia. If I was given that choice, I would go.
I know.
I'd be going for sure.
So that's a unanimous decision from our panel. And we hope we supported him in his decision, if it is a decision to go. Because despite the shenanigans that Tyson Fury pulls, I really don't understand the guy. But I guess when you get that much
You know what?
money in your bank account, you
If
can
you
do
wanna
anything you
understand
want.
If you want to understand him, go to Netflix, watch his friggin' reality show, and you'll see his
I'm
brain. His brain is all over the place, man. He is ADHD, OCD, Mr. Depression, the whole nine. So
Really?
yeah, it's a train wreck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Howard,
He might run into a train wreck if you know what I mean. Mike?
yeah,
I don't
true.
know.
Well,
Like I say,
I guess
that guy throws cinder blocks at you. You know?
exactly.
So I don't know if Fury's gonna if he gets bopped with a couple of those. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. But we have fights to watch now, so we're gonna do that. To all the Talkin' Fight fans, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Friday Night Panel with yours truly, Mike Orr, Grumpy Graham, Neil the Deal, and two-time heavyweight champ of the world, Tim Witherspoon. We're gonna go get to work, so you guys don't have to. Make sure you check us out on the weekend. Sunday, maybe the scorecard. Knockout of the week. Might wait till Monday because of the Japanese fights. So we'll have to see, because they've been doing some great big knockouts over there every time I watch. So guys, stay tuned. You know what it is. We're bringing you up to the minute information always here on this channel. Best one out here doing it. So guys, we'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new topics.
Thanks, guys. Have a good
Fighting
night.
solves everything.
Thanks, guys.